What does crisis services do?
I'm sorry?
What do you do with crisis services?
Crisis services?
Yes.
So we would complete a crisis assessment, which is like a bunch of questions about like their current state. And then we would determine whether they need to go inpatient or not. And if we don't recommend inpatient, then we would safety plan them or add them to pathway, which is someone going out to meet with them either every 3 days or every week.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I don't know. I thought I was mid-coast recommended me to flee abuse through your crisis services. I've been treated like this year's another location also just recommended me get counseling. I'm trying to establish a pattern that my abuser is allowed to control my environments. So you don't offer any kind of help for someone to flee abuse? It's just mental health treatment?
Yes, it is mental. Yeah, just mental health. Sorry.
Okay. I have another question. My therapist was hiding. I showed her death threats and information that I was targeted and told her that it was impossible for me to report and told her that the court demanded that I get mental health treatment in Austin when I tried to report the very same death threats to not get charges for their crimes. So she was hiding from me with her diagnosis, and I don't know how that would benefit me, but I'm being treated like that. I don't want a doctor to not hide what they're diagnosing me with, because people have demanded a mental illness for the government to get away with crimes. So how am I going to pursue, any kind of treatment if she's hiding on what she's diagnosing me with?
Yeah, so I would just recommend maybe finding a different psychiatrist. Are you in the Victoria?
I mean, I've already seen her. I mean, can I know? Is it hid? I got records and it didn't have anything in it. They altered the records. They had one thing stating that I went to a hospital, and then I said that I told the hospital that I was targeted, and the hospital said I was schizophrenic because I wasn't. Then the documents altered and didn't have that in them.
I'm not too sure about how you would go about that. Maybe,
but I just don't. I mean, this is the crisis. I called the Gulf Bend, and they're not answering the phone, which is peculiar. The whole clinic didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, so they might be busy with other patients because they do get busy around this time because it is close.
I've had excuses years, ma'am. I don't know what to do. It's been impossible as it has been years. If your doctors are hiding what they're diagnosing you with, and they haven't gotten sued for malpractice because I can't get an attorney. But that's a lawsuit. You don't take bribes and diagnose someone for profit repeatedly over and over, year after year. But it keeps happening. So I don't know what to do. Are you saying that you have no avenue for me on how I can get my diagnosis on the Gulf Bend crisis line?
So we don't deal with like diagnosis or anything. That's all the clinic. But I can try to look up your profile to see if there's anything in there.
Well, how would you direct someone if the diagnosis is hidden?
Can I know your name?
Oh, yeah, you found me.
Yes. Give me one second. The exam was in April of 2025.
Right.
And I see major depression disorder. Does that sound familiar?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me the diagnosis. I don't know. She said that she didn't see I spent 20 minutes showing her crimes, and I know how I'm treated. So I asked another party for this doctor's email address before they set up their scam. So then before they set up their scam, I got her email address, and she was trying to con after I showed her everything for 20 minutes that she didn't see it. All kind of people play these mind games with me. So I said, okay, you didn't see it? I'll email it to you. She said, what are you talking about? I said, I have your email address. I'll email it to you. And she looked furious. So then, nonetheless, I emailed her the death threats, and I emailed her the crimes that were going on. I emailed a group text to the judge, all the people involved in my false charge, people in Victoria reporting conspiracy crimes, like 15 people, and she was included, and a legal advocate at Midcoast. I let everybody see. I mailed it all to my attorney, everything that was going on, the death threats. I have a video of the false arrest. I have multiple different other death threats someone saying that I found you, I'll shoot you in your head. I emailed all these parties how these police departments, multiple other police departments covered for the same death threats, including Victoria. So she has knowledge. I put all these parties in a group text so they can be accomplices for the cover up for my abuse. I was trying to deliberately expose that my environments are controlled. So I wanted all people, including the people in Austin, to have evidence of this conspiracy.
Okay, and so are you right now? Are you just wanting to know your diagnosis?
I'm just trying to show a history. So you said that it was major depression?
Yes, and then I also have it also says paranoid disorder as well.
Right. So I can't sue her for malpractice, but I have the emails of where I sent her
I'm
the
not sure.
death threats, and it took me 20 minutes. I was online. I showed her my YouTube channel. I showed her videos where I was arrested trying to report my battery pack stolen. I showed her toxic calls to CPS and how they were covering for my daughter's abuse. That she just committed a crime. There's mandatory reporting. What's her name? Stacy what?
I see Stacy Borchert.
Yeah, that's a crime.
Borchert.
You for these
Yeah,
doctors to repeatedly falsify documentation and give me a diagnosis to help government officials flee charges is a crime and a lawsuit. So I'm not getting proper medical treatment because they want to diagnose me and treat me regarding of the helping the government flee charges that they for flee accountability for crimes they chose to commit. That doesn't benefit me from location to location to do this. So now when I get the case management, it's going to be sabotaged like it's been years, and they have to con and scheme that I'm paranoid, letting the government control them like they've been doing year after year. So I don't know what benefit it would be. People don't have my best interest at heart, but I just don't have any control over it. Do I, ma'am?
Okay, yeah, and I would recommend you maybe talking to like the board of like doctors or something about that, but I don't think there's anything like our crisis team can do. I mean, I do see that you do have a diagnosis exam, but I'm not too sure about like her misdiagnosing you or you not receiving any proper treatment.
Right, but I mean, typically the people have supervisors, but I've noticed this since I've been targeted that things are prearranged and bought off and controlled to make it impossible for me to flee things that were purposely set up. So now there's no supervisors. There's no kind of avenue to get someone else. There's no solutions to problems. You're trapped in them. If you don't come up with a solution yourself, then someone says as an alibi, oh yeah, that's offered after the fact, but that's not offered initially. So what can I do that this woman committed a crime and didn't do her mandatory reporting and then saw the death threats and then let someone put a case on me with and then demand that I get mental health treatment for the death threats that she saw to cover for them?
Yeah, so I can transfer you to our quality management team, and they usually deal with complaints and stuff like this as well, if that's something you're willing to do.
Okay, well, who do I talk about them altering medical records because it keeps happening around me?
Yeah.
Isn't that a crime?
Yeah, you can talk to them about this as well, and I think she would be able to help you, or she or he would be able to help you with that as well.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Voicemail for Debbie Miller. No one is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hello, this is Kiana Clark. I wanted to report misconduct by Stacy. I think her name is Borchert. She gave me a false diagnosis. She had someone over her. She said that she was shadowing someone. And each time that these doctors are committing crimes, I've noticed that there's people overseeing their criminal activity. I showed her like 20 or 30 minutes of me being arrested, trying to report death threats. And I told her I was upset because I spent time in jail on these false charges. I was released and they made them charges again for profit. I showed her other false arrests, how I was arrested trying to report a battery pack and all kind of other crimes. And she slandered me to cover for those crimes, as well as multiple other physicians. Please give me a call back. So they've altered my email, so I can't really see a lot of my emails. It doesn't go down all the way. It's only going down to May 13th. This is the sent file because the other file was controlled, and they forgot to control the sent file. But let's go into this. So this is one of the emails. All parties that's the false charges have been emailed the death threats and the arrest, trying to report them. What is going to be done about Officer Collins taking my freedom for trying to report death threats? What's going to be done about repeated threats on my life that Army's cover for? What is going to be done about government officials slandering me to cover for it and taking bribes? What is going to be done about me being deprived of recreation in jail, court, information on my case, multiple other privileges inmates had? What is going to be done about parties allowing themselves to be influenced by my abuser? My freedom is repeatedly taken, and locations are repeatedly bought off and controlled in malice. What are you going to do to help end the abuse, conspiracy, and crimes you have witnessed in these emails? When does this end? Please forward this plea to the necessary individuals to end my abuser's reign of terror. How heartless must one be to arrest someone at church in corruption? That's the video right here. Who is this man that's overseeing this? Church. So this is what they do. They would monitor me at church. And then when I asked the church for help, then they set up mistreatment. So there's a police at this church. And she's all in my business, following me around because I'm asking for help to flee abuse. There's the police right there. So if I'm fleeing abuse, why is she starting an argument? And then these people can't see. You have to be on my heels. You have to be on my heels. I see them. I'd like for you not to terrorize me and get charges for setting up harassment. It's criminal. Let these people be Christians without you enlisting them in crimes. They may take me to jail. There's no accountability. They don't like having their crimes exposed. I can't. I want to show this neighbor that keeps going back and forth with no explanation by this window. They're missing? But it's pointless. Hello. Yeah, I got some harassing emails. Over here and talk about it. Yeah, I got an email threatening my life. Goodness, are you serious? Yeah. I don't know who sent me the email, and been getting harassed. I'm not safe with the police. I don't want to go over here and hide. I don't want to go over there and hide. I'm not safe with the police department. I want to show you these threatening emails. Are you handcuffing me? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to jail. Violated. Under arrest. You said 911. I got threatening emails. They don't want to talk about that. They want them to throw my clothes away. Okay. I could have sworn that he said that I was arrested for making false reports. And then in the video, it's now abuse of 911. I've experienced this a great deal, but that it seems like something was amiss with some of these videos and what was saying. The uploads are held up and it's weird. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I could have sworn that what he was arresting me for was making false reports. And it has changed in this video to abuse of 911. But if I am reporting death threats, how is that still abuse of 911? This is what they demanded me to do intake to not get charges for their crimes. I was violated in jail, deprived of recreation, put on lockdown, all kind of other crimes, and psychological abuse, slander, deprived of my records, all kinds of crimes. I had 2 bonds, and they wouldn't tell me what happened. And when I had asked questions, they put me on lockdown. They had me go on my cell when I asked questions about the law library and regular library, just for asking questions. They wanted me. They was up front. They wanted me to know who was in control. You ask questions, we're not giving them to you, so you will be punished for thinking you'll be treated like the rest of the inmates. You're not. Then that he's showing off how he has a police department under control. Jason Gardner. He wants me to see this. I was trying to show the conspiracy. You will be kicked out of the shelter. That he controls shelters. I'll give them a call. This went to shelter staff, all the accomplices, police, everyone. The police are paid off and bought off in full. The con is he's not controlling the police. And then this is evidence that he's influencing government officials. This is another thing that I emailed all the accomplices. Hello, my name is Evangelist Williams. I am one of the gang stalkers assigned to your case. I see you blocked Jordan Rousseau, which was our original handler. Clearly, you haven't been getting the message, so I'll make it crystal clear. We are blocking your path. We are plotting against you. We take your mail. We hack you constantly. We'll hook your kids. We mess with your best routes, and we will take you the F out. I was on the bus today in the back while you told our agent, the bus driver, off. If you had exposed him with anyone, they do violate me on the bus. There are really schemes. This is not a joke. It's serious. If you had exposed him with anyone else on the bus, that would have compromised our entire operation and we would have been forced to neutralize you. You better not make a video about these emails or else we'll straight up break into the shelter and take you away to a mental hospital for help. Between BTW, we are poisoning your meals. So be extra careful next time you get Uber Eats or Panda Express. We also saw you harass our agent at the mall. We paid off security. You are done. Everyone is out to get you. Well, security was actually paid off. It's not a joke. They scammed and put me at the mall and bullied me there for being at the mall. It happens repeatedly over and over. I see you changed your thumbnails. This is just some of them. To your message, our messages, we are going to attempt another assassination attempt on you at either the shelter or at the next time you go to DART transit services. That's right, you weren't in a safe place because we were stalking and engaging in criminal activities for profit and in corruption when you recorded that last short you uploaded. Judge Mathis played you and your big lip sister. We are deploying marksmen with sniper rifles on the roof surrounding your shelter. They will boom headshot your ASS as soon as you even step outside. So say goodbye to your days of documenting us and the smoothies, Fu Young, that is a code for FU. Your time has come. If that doesn't work, we will poison the water supply. We warn you to stop uploading. That's a terroristic threat, but the police department repeatedly covers for it. So Stacy's in this. My device is covering for it. My device is just... Now, my device don't want you to see who got this email. Knowing you never believe my story, you'd have to see it to believe it that someone's controlling my devices. I'll wait till my device stops being petty. Okay. So then we got Kimberly Williams, which is the judge. We got Stacy. These are all the parties that got the email. Carolyn Peace, Schubert, if they... Travis County, Internal Affairs, all these parties. And none of them ever returned or done anything to give me a follow-up outside of demand that I get mental health treatment to not go to jail. I've said I'm concerned about someone getting away with taking my freedom for trying to report death threats to all these parties. That's a crime. I repeatedly get death threats and have been robbed of law enforcement. J. Poe got it. Internal Affairs with Victoria Police. So these are just some of the emails. It won't let me go through my emails. My emails are hacked. Let me try to do something else so you can see communication with the attorney. This is one of the email. Jason did admit that he did have Collins arrest you. How dare you speed dating? If I can't have you, nobody will. Jay, you go. Jill, you go. It's not a joke. They're serious. I talked about dating Thursday. And Friday, he blocked me because I asked him to fix me up with his friend being sarcastic. Saturday, 3 locations put me out. One of the locations was the mall security. Then security came on a bus, blatantly lied to get me off a bus. Then at the shelter, they blatantly lied to get me out the shelter in Austin. Then Sunday, I got arrested in corruption. Yes, my emails are being controlled. I'm going to have to try to access my emails another way. It's only going to allow me to go to April 8th. Okay, I just searched for the email. I did it that way. Okay, I said, thanks for the records. They were half the records. It wasn't even really right. Where does it say anything about my plea of not guilty? Where does it show evidence that I was arrested for trying to report death threats? How is this a false report? They arrested me for also false reports. What happened to the 2 bonds? How did my attorney tell me I was going to be released that day and it never happened in October 2024? I was released in February. How in the world did all this insanity. It hit the jackpot and was accidentally released. That's when they said I was accidentally released and had another charge. It was, I still had to charge when my abuser was mad. How in Tarrant County did they leave me in jail with several months with time served? Arrested October 22 and released February 2023 on those false charges. That was sent to the court. My device is covering for it. That was sent to the court. That was sent to Stacy. What happened to my bonds? Why was I not allowed to appear at the mental illness court? And all these other parties. And my attorney. They gave me a hard time getting the records. And then I sent all the parties emails. I believe these records are deliberately being withheld and corruption, which violates my rights. Who is reporting these crimes? I thought not doing so with some positions was a crime. Then after multiple different reports, they finally gave me records that were not vague and really didn't give me a lot of information on the case. They didn't want to incriminate anyone. So then I sent them this. Sorry for the mistakes. My staff sends these emails. I thought that they needed to know because they were trying to say cover for Jason. And then I sent them all these accomplices that it says that my staff sends these emails. Those are the parties, some of the parties that I sent it to, my attorney. So she's playing out games and won't give me documentation. I'll give it to you this day and then that day, and it never happens. I'm sending her the arrest video. I told her to look at the video when I was in jail. So now she's stating that, as I explained to both you and Eve, the legal advocate, you were evaluated by Dr. Duran in October, and opinion not competent. The case was set for writ of commitment to issue. Someone in the county clerk's office accidentally issued a release. Look at the big letters. Issued a release card stating that your case had been dismissed. It had not been dismissed, and your release was. I'm looking through another device, so it's making it difficult. I was unable to locate you immediately. The county. I'm incriminating people, so now they have to call me back. Yes, there's been misconduct with a lot of mental health providers, and I'm trying to prove it. So Stacy has integrity issues. I sent her emails of death threats. I'm sorry. What was your name?
No, I'm listening.
What was your name?
My name is Martha.
Okay, what was the relevancy of this call, ma'am?
I was returning a call.
Okay, what are you able to do with the call? What's your position?
I'm quality assurance.
What's your position?
Quality assurance.
So I can report misconduct by a doctor to you?
Yes.
Okay, did you hear any of the message?
I was forwarded the message.
So did you hear any of it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I left a message and someone called that didn't hear the message? My life's been peculiar like that. So are they hiding the message from you and had you call?
No, ma'am.
I'm not really quite certain because this happens a lot, and I'm kind of curious on how would, service that they would hide a message for you from you because it repeatedly keeps happening and not tell you why you're calling someone.
I can disconnect the call now and listen to the message and then call you back if you like.
Yeah, because I don't want to waste my time. I've already stated in a message, and I keep getting treated like this year after year. It just would make common sense for them not to hide a message to inform you of what's going on, or either the party that I left the message for to actually call back. But I keep getting treated like this. It's mysterious.
Okay, well, let me listen to the message and I'll call you back so you don't have to repeat yourself, okay?
Okay, thank you. They just had me repeat myself here to get sabotage assistance. I'll let the court, she's representing me. I'll let the court know your position. She has a death risk. But as I explained, let me see. While you're in the opinion of incompetency, so I closed the call and it's still ringing. They don't want me recording. This is what happens year after year. So then no one will hear that I was arrested for reporting death threats. It just can't be done. These armies full of accomplices and parties. No one can hear that, period. They want to focus on mental illness and you being incompetent and the countless felonies they've racked up. If I haven't seen you, like with the judge that terminated my child custody rights, if I don't know you and haven't seen you, how can you find me mentally incompetent? They wouldn't let me go to court. Then they wouldn't let me go to the court for the crimes. They used as an alibi that I was mentally ill, so I couldn't attend court. And then there's some kind of way they needed me to attend this competency court, and then wouldn't let me go to it. So I wrote letters to the attorney telling him that I was in jail on false charges and to check out my YouTube channel, and was ignored. I told all the parties that are slandering me and saying that I'm mentally incompetent, this happens on all false arrests. Everything is controlled, and I'm just trying to prove it. Scott hasn't called me back for being arrested for trying to report I was almost killed. I was almost ran over for trying to use transit. They repeatedly keep scheming, and it puts my safety at risk to keep me from using transit. I was leaning on the bus. They drove off deliberately while I was leaning on it trying to catch it, and then I almost fell up under it. Lindsay arrested me because the police department setting it up and didn't want their accomplices to be held accountable, so he took me to jail for trying to report it. So she's saying that through negotiation, the county attorney has agreed if you simply attend one mental health meeting appointment, no one can address all these charges these people repeatedly rack up. It just cannot be done. We cannot discuss that. The only thing that we can discuss is we are not going to prison. Go get mental health treatment to keep us free. So then I sent this. We work with the government against you and corruption. F-bomb you, hush your tongue, and that's sent to my attorney. Your days are numbered. Emails I received, she don't care. So I'm forced, since I'm not getting law enforcement to expose the accomplices, I don't want to put people out there, but they haven't had accountability for outrageous events. So I'm forced to expose email addresses so people know that I've communicated with what I've communicated with these people in emails to just repeatedly get ignored. And then slandered like Stacey did from government.